Well, I'd like to start off this video by saying if you don't know me, hi, my name is Ryder, and if you do know me, then you'll be kind of curious why there's a second channel. I am separating my cinematic adventures from my mechanicness. Finding they're attracting two different crowds of people, and I'd like to see how well the automotive mechanic-y does on its own. And we have more than enough projects to do that. Well, I'm sure you can take a guess, but today we're ditching the third row. So the third row is great if you want to have really small kids in the back, and then at that point they don't fit anymore. As you can see, my head hits the roof. I use this kind of space in between the two seats shoved with kind of emergency stuff, as well as I have more stuff in the trunk here. So the third row option was the only option available for the North American market cars. And that's where this showed up. This is from a Japanese import Q7. They wanted third row. All this stuff came out. So this is all the pieces. I think I might be missing a front piece, like maybe a decorative carpet piece. But anyways, this is enough of all the pieces to convert a 3-row Q7 to a 2-row. And then where the seat used to be is a nice little storage unit, which when you're camping is kind of nice to get some extra storage up there. I could probably move all my emergency stuff up to there because right now, it's just a tote with some other emergency stuff and then recovery gear under here. This piece I did cut as we have our cooler strapped here, just so I can get in and out. So I'm thinking that is one piece. I might have to cut the carpet. I would like to probably replace all this with something a little bit more robust, as I have some generic Amazon cover kind of maintaining the dog hair. So this generation of Audi was quite easy to take apart. They didn't rely as much on the trim clips and more just screws, kind of in good spots. Let's put it that way. So a couple screws and everything just pops out of the way. And it's actually nice and easy. I really like this chassis for just ripping apart. You know, if Audi made their trim plastic, actually these are pretty good, but if their trim plastic the same as these seat clip plastics, you'd never break interior trim. Well, I threw that on a scale. That's 75 pounds with the rear bench. Those are probably nothing. I mean, so maybe 80 pounds, but I mean, we're gonna add a bunch of plastic back, so. Yeah, I think that 75 pounds of the rear bench is going to be a big weight saver there, but no extra space from here. I'll be using this, but that little space will be nice. Also, finding out about that empty storage space, maybe for future plans, but this is actually pretty big in here. The active tank for the AdBlue lives in here inside the fender well, so it looks like they cast the body a little larger to accommodate for that. So there's no space on that side, but this is nice and roomy. Well, the panel just dropped right in. Everything fit up really nice. I mean, obviously it's, there's a nice storage space back there, and then it all clipped in, so it actually looks decent. That seat is gonna go back in too, which is kind of why I was interested in getting this storage space. So I just wanted to check, these side panels are the same between 3 and 2 row, so we're just going to throw the extra hairy ones back in there. This, I am curious about maybe replacing that anyways with one of those like metal tie down straps where you can kind of slide your little eyelets around, which would be a little bit nicer than having the single points. But for now, I will just throw that back in there. And yeah, we're almost done. So this was the 2-row panel. I didn't put it in, obviously, for the armrest, for solo rest, I mean, as well as I think this is a pre-facelift model, as it does not have the lights, as there would have been a trunk light here and a trunk light here, as you can see from that one. There's no trunk, and there's actually no mesh net. I don't know if you can see it, it's dark, but yeah, there's a mesh net there. So it's kind of nice to keep your stuff from falling out. So I will probably, I'm not going to use those. I also chose not to use these D-pillar trims. These ones still have the hole for where the seatbelt used to come out. I do have plans later on that needs an access to bolt something in there. So I'm going to leave those in anyways, and yeah, not use most of this kit that I got, which is what it is. And just like that, we now have just a 2-row. So that it lifts up, and then you can get into the storage cubby as well as what was here before. I think I'm going to undo the hinge, pull this panel off, and then cut the old one down. It's a little bit shorter. That way I can have the cooler strapped in for a more recent trip, and then I can still get into here. And then I'll figure out a nicer way to, I think I'm gonna redeck this. I might make it so I can have a hinge, like maybe 4 lids, if that makes sense. But that's down the road. So for now, it's actually pretty easy. I think from a bare minimum point of view, you just need this big cubby. I do have the part number in the description. Other than that, I reused these. Like if you're okay with having the armrest and the holes, you just need that. And then this top panel, obviously, you can source all of those as well. I can have all the part numbers for everything in here. But yeah, save some weight. And just as one project makes its way out, another one, ignore that, another one shows up. That is a Touareg TDI, which means low range transfer case, which is also sitting there in the shadows, but those are a different gear ratio and the bigger diffs. So we're gonna take that. Stay tuned for that.